Hi, I'm Robert Osborne for the Movie Channel. The death March 30th of actor Brandon Lee on a movie set in North Carolina sent all sorts of shockwaves through the world, and especially to that corner of it known as Hollywood. Not only because of the bizarre way it happened during the filming of a shootout scene for a movie, but also the way it ended a life at the age of 28 and the potential of a major career. Unfortunately, the tragedy also involves some basic business decisions, like what to do with the film Brandon Lee was making. Titled The Crow, it was scheduled for release by Paramount in late summer, but of course, all that had to be changed. And this is not the first time a studio has been struck by the sudden death of a star during production. Back in 1937, Jean Harlow was in the midst of making a film called Saratoga with Clark Gable when she died suddenly of uremic poisoning at the age of 26. Many key scenes were still undone on the movie, and at first MGM, which was making the film, thought about scrapping the whole thing. But there was quite a hue and cry from Harlow fans about seeing the picture, so MGM put it back into production. Key scenes were filmed with an actress named Mary Dees doubling for Harlow, hiding behind hats and odd camera angles, and eventually Saratoga was released. Tyrone Power was several weeks into filming King Vidor's epic Solomon and Sheba in 1958, when during a dueling sequence with George Sanders, Power collapsed on the set and later died of a heart attack at the age of 44. Nearly 3/4 of the film had been shot, including all of the crowd and background scenes. Well, because of the huge investment already incurred, it was decided to save the crowd footage, scrap the Tyrone Power scenes, and reshoot, this time with Yul Brynner in the role of Solomon. Actually, those with eagle eyes can still spot Tyrone Power in many of the long shots. One of the most shocking deaths that occurred on a film set happened in 1982, when actor Vic Morrow and 2 children were killed during late-night filming of a mock Vietnam battle scene for the movie Twilight Zone. The scene was never used in the film. After a stormy 10-month trial in Los Angeles Superior Court, the director John Landis and 4 associates on the film were acquitted of manslaughter charges in that case. MGM's 1983 sci-fi thriller Brainstorm was also midway through production when its star Natalie Wood died in an unrelated drowning accident. After much studio politicking and arguing over collecting accident insurance on the film, it was reconstructed and sent to market. One of the hazards of marketing a film with a star who has died is the appearance of ghoulishness on the part of the studio, also the look of eagerness to capitalize on a tragedy. And yet studios will argue that they are only trying to realize a return on a large money investment already tied up in the film. One of the most famous of all the farewell films was the 1961 The Misfits, directed by John Huston and starring Clark Gable, Marilyn Monroe, and Montgomery Clift. It was full of calamities during production, including Marilyn's tardiness and Clift's drug and alcohol problems. It also put a severe strain on Clark Gable. He was 60 years old and doing his own stunt work, much of it very rigorous. Well, just 2 days after The Misfits was completed, Gable died of a heart attack. The film was released 3 months later in February 1961. Little did anyone know at the time, but The Misfits would also be Marilyn Monroe's last film. She died in August 1962, never having completed another movie.
I don't feel like discussing my wife.
Oh, don't be mad. I only meant that if you loved her, you could have taught her anything. Because we're all dying, aren't we? All the husbands and all the wives. Every minute. We're not teaching each other what we really know, are we?
Now, later this year, it's expected Paramount will release The Crow, which marks the farewell performance of Brandon Lee. How it fares at the box office is very much a question mark, but make no mistake, it has already taken its place, tragically, in the Hollywood history books. For the Movie Channel, I'm Robert Osborne.
This is the good camp.
Yeah! I want you all to take your clothes off, have a lot of sex, and go out and hit the lake!
This is the bad camp.
$500,000 in cash for Lakeside.
I'm closing the camp.
And this is a man with a plan.
Time to take off some more clothes!
Megastar Corey Feldman.
I was in Goonies.
Because 3 just wasn't enough.
Cut to the chase.
Meatballs 4.
Playing today on the Movie Channel. Second store to the right. Peter Pan's in for a fight. straight on till morning. Better heed Hook's warning.
Revenge is mine. Hello, children.
Those are my kids!
Pull him out of the water, Dad!
Robin Williams, Julia Roberts, and Dustin Hoffman star in a living fable for the whole family. Steven Spielberg's modern-day classic, Hook. Playing Sunday on the Movie Channel.
Here's a preview of a movie playing in theaters now.
New York, the city that has it all. Where you can find anything.
Half a pound of San Andre.
Triple print. Heart attack cheese.
Except an affordable apartment.
It's probably gone. It's not gone as a catch. There's always a catch.
Now, these three strangers have come up with a perfect solution.
An unequal three-way time.